Hey guys, Chris Blodgett here. Just popping into your feed here to give you guys a little bit of an update. Um, I know that it is currently Wednesday, and obviously nothing is posted. Just didn't want to like leave you guys hanging. I do have some things recorded. Just got to get them edited. I do still have to record some, get some things recorded as well. But I've been a little bit under the weather since about Saturday or Sunday. So I haven't really I've been up to doing too much, even though I've still been out here working, bringing, trying to do what I can to still get through the week. Because after Friday, I'm actually off for 2 weeks. Taking a much needed break to try to uh, get as much rest as possible. Me and my kid are actually going to Nashville to take care of a few things and spend about 3 nights there, just kind of relax, whatever. You know, not gonna lie, I actually have my um, primary care for the VA is technically still down there in Nashville. I know at some point I'll switch it up here to Kansas City, but my meds basically get shipped and delivered, so it's like I basically the only thing I see my doctor for is like every 6 or so months to do blood work, make sure I'm not dying, get the clean bill of health, and all that fun stuff. And I was supposed to go in November, but of course we were in peak season for FedEx, and it was like I initially was, before this current load that I'm doing, the one to St. Louis and back, being off Sunday and Monday, I had a little plan in mind on how I would, go and take care of what I need to do for my VA appointments. Get off Sunday morning, take a nap, drive down, stay the night. Sunday and Monday, go see my doctor on Monday, leave early Tuesday to get back here, and then go to bed by like 5 p.m. on Tuesday to get up, um, and basically, well, either that or basically getting down there on Sunday, leaving after my appointment on Monday, and then you know being back in town Monday night and all day Tuesday before going to sleep, or basically, yeah, it was a whole thing. I had a whole plan, but then of course I switched to this run, and it was like, well, I'm only off Sunday, and I get home by apologies, uh, you know, get home by like 6 or 8 in the morning on Sunday, and I'm leaving for work again about 3:30, 4 o'clock in Monday afternoon. So not a whole lot of time, and so kind of made for I had to push that appointment out, and just don't want to push it out too far. I want to make sure I'm still good or whatever. So, but um, so yeah, I'm going down there for a couple days, and then probably be coming back up here Tuesday, and then being off for the rest of the week, and then the following week, just kind of taking it easy and gonna try to hopefully come back to work, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, feeling a lot better. I've been pretty burned out for the past probably like 2 months. I actually had planned to take a week off probably within the past 2 months, and wasn't gonna be my kiddo. She wants to go with me on the trip or whatever, but of course I had to wait until she was off from school because can't miss any days. So so yeah, I'm just trying to make plans and try to gonna take some rest and whatever. But I'm also gonna plan to take full advantage of the downtime for those 2 weeks and try to get some stories written, get some things recorded. Maybe record ahead for a couple weeks. So this week I'm figuring is basically an off week for the Blodgett Show. I don't think I'm gonna take a couple weeks off. I'm gonna try to see what I can do to at least have because all I already have a Real Talk Tuesday episode. I just need to get it edited and posted. So I just need to get a a story done, so that way I can have Real Talk and Storytime Friday next week. Um, big, one big update is I do actually have a raw chat um, episode recorded for y'all, so that's awesome. That kind of surprised me a little bit when Dave called me on the raw chat line. I was like, oh hey, because I'm so used to a lot of times we just calls my regular number and we just other truckers might pop in there, but might not be a recorded call. But last night he actually called me on that line. I was like, oh cool, we're doing a raw chat segment, awesome. So hey, maybe we'll get more than one. That'd be pretty awesome. But haven't done any of the keeping it real segment for a little bit. I did reach out to Barry to try to you know touch base and see if there's any days throughout the week, any weeks that he'd be up for me, him, and Rico getting on a call. And he's like, yeah, probably Thursday, whatever. But then of course, like I totally forgot. Like I think I realized it Friday, and I hadn't heard from him, so it's like obviously not a high priority for him either. But if we get those recorded, obviously you guys will have a keeping it real segment. But for now, the raw chat segments are still ongoing. It just depends on the they're just got to might not be every week. It just depends on whenever I get on the phone with Dave and these other truckers or whatever. So things are good, but thought I'd throw this out there. Anybody who wants to follow us on social media, you can find the Blodgett Show podcast on Instagram at Blodgett Show Podcast. Personal socials for me for um, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. You can find me at TN Trucker Chris. I do have a blog that I'll probably start updating when I'm off as well. Like probably get that updated. Start trying to do regular posts on that as well, but just, haven't had the time or the energy really. That's the bigger thing. Like the time, yes, but energy. It's like you gotta have one to have the other really. If you're you know not really taking a break and running yourself into the ground or whatever, then you're just not gonna have the energy to really do much. So I'm trying to take that little bit of a breather and see if I can just relax and feel better and be able to come back full force. So, but that blog is tntruckerchris.wordpress.com. On the Twitter X platform, you can find me at CEAZ Freedom. Charlie Echo Alpha Zulu Freedom. So CEAZ Freedom. And find me on YouTube. Feel free to subscribe. Literally at Christopher Blodgett. And anybody who wants to support the show, obviously, non-monetarily, you could just tell your friends, family, whoever. Try to get those downloads up so that way I can join the advertising platform on the hosting platform I'm on. But right, because you got to have like 500 downloads per week, and right now I think I'm averaging a little over 100, which I'm like, hey, I'm happy with that. That's still pretty good, but I switched over not knowing that they had a minimum because they just advertised their platform like switch your podcast over to Red Circle and join our advertising and start monetizing, blah blah blah. And I switch over and join. It's like your show's not big enough. Like, man, because I might have just stayed over there where I was before. Because Captivate is a pretty good platform. I was with them for a couple years. But with Red Circle, I do like my support link, how that looks or whatever, because it literally says donations. It doesn't. You don't have to have like a subscription or whatever. You can just have people donating or whatever. So to see that or to be able to access that link or whatever, go to blodgettshow.com/support, SUPPORT. You can donate as little as $1. Anything and everything will be appreciated and go towards hosting cost or working towards the goals of publishing the short stories into physical form, so that way we can have things to actually send as thank you gifts to supporters. Send you a free book or send you a little goodie bag or whatever. But it's down the road. Got big plans or whatever. But blodgettshow.com/support. Again, subscribe to the Instagram profile. I had somebody, one of the and I apologize about coughing in your ear. I figured I wanted to do this recording to kind of update you guys a little bit. But as you guys can probably tell, I'm not doing great. I'm better than I was the other day, but like literally, I woke up Monday, was getting ready to come to work, and I told my wife, I said, I totally want to call out. I was like, I feel like shit. I was like, but she was, but I was like, but I'm after Friday, I'm off for 2 weeks, and so she was like, so basically, you're just kind of you're pushing through, right? I was like, that's what I'm trying to do, because that way I'll have the full paycheck this week, and then I'll have a full paycheck at the end of my first week off, and then the 2 weeks after that, it'll be partial weeks because I'm using PTO days or whatever. So it's like 4 days for one, 3 days for the other. So the weeks will be down a little bit, but but hey, that's why there's things like DoorDash. If I need to make a couple $100 or whatever, I'll just if I'm bored, I'll just go out in the Silverado and do some work, make a little bit here to supplement or whatever. Because I mean, yeah, I'll probably do a lot of sitting at home, but 2 weeks is a long time to sit and do nothing. So yeah, so try to you guys can probably tell by just how I sound just trying to speak on this recording because it's like, oh my god, it's like, especially when you're tired enough, it's like you don't even have to be drunk to really sound like you're, not all there. And I have that issue lately. It's like trying to like I'll be chatting with somebody like one of the guards or whatever when I came out of the hub this morning to go to home to go home or whatever. Came through and you got to push a button that tells you which lane to go through or whatever, so you get wanded or whatever by security. And I got a green light, which means you basically they don't scan you. You go, oh cool, hey, have a nice night. Basically like you get a pass pretty much. And there's this one female guard that I don't think I've seen her there. But, oh my god, lucky you! I'm like, yeah, I said the trick is I hit the same button every time. I was like, I don't switch it up. And there's days where I'll come through and I'll hit the button on my way out and I'll get a green light or a green arrow like 2 or 3 times in a row. Like, did you get one yesterday too? But yeah. I just keep it simple. I just do the same thing every day, so that way my odds of getting a green arrow are a lot higher. But I was trying to say that to her as far as like, yeah, I just hit the same arrow or the same button every day, and I literally bit my tongue in the process of trying to say that, and it was like, ow, fuck. Are you okay? But yeah, I'm good. I'm just tired of shit. I was like, I'm under the weather, and not, I'm just basically literally, it's like getting coffee, food, and a 5-hour energy when I stop at either of those loves that I stop at, because like normally I could do like the coffee and just water, or for last week I think I was doing coffee, a mellow yellow, and then of course I had my bottled water here in the truck. But this week I'm trying to do more water, and I'm doing the 5-hour energy instead to kind of give me that boost, you know, the boost that I need to kind of like push me through the night. Because I'm like every night I'm like, all right, this many more days till Friday. Okay, I'm almost there. So I'm trying, I'm but I wanted to come on here and update you guys. Didn't want to just leave you hanging or whatever, so you guys kind of know what's going on. But still, anybody, if you're a writer, hell, at this point, like if you like the Storytime Friday episodes and you're a writer, you have any fiction stories that you want to have right on the show, feel free to send them to me at blodgetshowpodcast@gmail.com. Or if you have recorded yourself telling any of your stories and you can share that audio file with me, I will have the story. I mean, I'm totally cool with uploading that story onto the show with you being the one narrating it. Like I'm cool with that. Like if you guys are comfortable with that, because I told Dave too, because he has a couple books. He sent me a couple stories. I was like, hey, if you want to record them, he goes, nah. I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'll try to get around to recording them. That's why I do the freestyle episodes, because it's a lot easier for me to just come up with a story off the top of my head to tell you guys and stuff. So versus like finding time to sit down and time to write, time to sit down for a couple hours and read the story or whatever. So I do what I can with what I got. So anyway, y'all, I won't keep it too much because I'm not gonna put any. Obviously, as you guys can tell by this point, no background music or anything with this update. Just coming on here and talking to you guys for a little bit. So hope you guys are doing well. Again, blodgettshow.com/support for anybody who wants to support the show, even with $1 donation or 5, 10, whatever. Otherwise, follow the show on social media. Follow me in my personals. Subscribe on YouTube. And I will talk to you guys pretty soon. I'm going to hopefully be feeling better by the next time you guys hear from me and stuff. And we'll take it from there. But just a brief pause, a brief break for the show. Not going anywhere. Just taking a breather, trying to kick this cold and start maybe get some rest and feel a little bit better. But you guys have a good one, and we'll talk to you next time.